Hello, hello, everybody. I haven't done an Instagram Live in forever. I am going to give a minute to let everybody in here and give everybody a chance to get on. I feel like we're on this Sweet July account today, and I feel like our community needs a name. What is it, like the Sweeties or the SJs? I don't know. Leave a comment. What should we call our community followers? I think it needs to happen. All right, I see many of you are joining. It's a super exciting day today because we are going to get to talk to one of our brightest young up and coming writers who just so happened to win a contest, and so I'm excited about that. So I'm going to go ahead and get our Girls Right Now contest winner on. Let's see here. Let's see. Here we go. We are waiting for... Hi!
Hi.
How
Hello.
are
I'm
you?
good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. So, for those of you that are just tuning in, we are joined by the beautiful Kayla. It is Women's History Month, and we partnered with Girls Right Now for a writing contest. So we called on writers, budding writers, to submit original stories behind a family heirloom or a tradition and explain how it has shaped who they are. So really like a broad subject matter, but so meaningful and powerful. For those of you that aren't familiar, Girls Right Now is a national organization. I became familiar maybe about two and a half years ago. Just a wonderful national organization dedicated to mentoring and training the next generation of young women and gender expansive writers for life. I had the privilege back in, oh, I'm going to butcher this. I want to say it was like October or November of attending the Girls Right Now Awards and getting to meet some of the young writers, and Kayla submitted to the contest that we had and she won. And so I'm joined by Kayla, who's the winner of this contest. Congrats, Kayla, and thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here and speak a little bit about like my identity as a queer person, as like a Filipino American. Honestly, like thank you so much for hosting that contest. It means so much to me.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're honored to have you join us this afternoon. So Kayla, the build-up in your piece was quite masterful. Um, and the quality of the storytelling, and it was, I loved how you used like a physical heirloom and it was centered around this beautiful rosary, um and which I'm familiar with. You can explain for people that maybe don't know what that is. But in your piece it was a symbol of your journey with your identity, so I would love to hear you talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so, I guess to give context for viewers that aren't super familiar with what the rosary is, it's essentially just a necklace of beads that's split into 5 decades, and it's used in Catholic tradition and Catholicism to count, the rosary prayer. And each of uh, of the 50 beads in total, there's like 10 because there's 5 mysteries, so 5 times 10, equating to the 50 beads on the rosary. And that's how we count, so we don't lose track of how many Hail Marys or Our Fathers there are. And yeah, and that's a little bit about like what the rosary is. And the reason why it's like super important to me is because, um, especially to like Filipino culture, most Filipinos that you will meet are Catholic, and especially in like my family and in my community that I grew up with. I'm from Southern California, so there's like a massive like Catholic Filipino demographic here.
Hmm.
The rosary is just something that you'll see in like almost all Filipino households, either on like a Virgin Mary statue or just like on someone's altar. Or sometimes like people will have a bracelet or like a very low key version of a rosary. And for me, it's something that I always carry with me. It's like not only as like something that's tradition, but just something that's like a respect out of like my religion.
Beautiful. That's so beautiful. Well, thank you again for sharing your story. It's just so powerful. I believe you have some questions for me, and so I will do my best to answer them as eloquently as you. Um, but I'll let you take it away.
For sure. All right. So I guess like my first question is like, you're a creator, and a lot of creators find inspiration from like music to books to TV and to film. What would you say is a kind of media or that inspires you?
I definitely think I find inspiration in my surroundings. So that could be like nature, what the weather is looking like at the time. It could be something as mundane and silly as me being in a grocery store and finding inspiration in like all of the beautiful bounty and like fresh produce, local produce. I find inspiration definitely in music. I come from like a very musical family. Um and so I find it's an escape for me almost, and so I find myself even like if I'm in my car and a song's playing, I can create an entire world, an entire story in my mind wrapped around that song. And so I do find inspiration in that. And then of course, I'm a mom, and so my children inspire me on a daily basis. And I think getting to see and experience things that I remember experiencing as a child and growing up, and then getting to re-experience that like first hand through their or second hand through their eyes with fresh eyes, I think is very inspirational to me. So I hope that answers your question.
No, I totally agree with you, especially on like music, because I come from a very music focused family as well.
Yeah.
And there's like different genres that really can bring so many different things in life together.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hearing that. My next question for you is like, as a rosary is my personal family heirloom that's shaped who I am today, what would you say is like a particular heirloom or tradition that has shaped who you are today?
Oh my goodness. I feel like this is a tough one for me. I have like memories that I carry with me. And I guess those could be heirlooms as well. But if I had to pick something physical, I have this ring that I've had that my mom gave me since I was 9 years old. And she made me promise that I would keep it and not lose it. And I kept that promise. And I still have it to this day. And it just, every time I look at it or hold it, touch it, feel it, I don't really wear it out of the house because I'm afraid to lose it. But every time I see it, the memories come flooding back, and those family moments come flooding back. And actually the other day I was scrolling on the internet and I found uh these rings that look almost identical to the ring she gave me when I was 9. So I was able to get like two replicas for my daughters and give them, one of my daughters 8, one's 11, so like the perfect age, and kind of recreate that memory, and that moment with and that tradition with them. And so that was really special.
Gotcha, that's so sweet. Like, is passing it down to you now. You are passing it down to your kids.
Yes, it's so wild. It's like I'm not going to give them mine yet, but I found them ones of their own. So
Right.
hopefully they can keep up with it. But it was definitely a core, it like unlocked a core. It created a new core memory for me and hopefully for them.
I totally understand that. Let's see. And then my next question to you is like, as it's Women's History Month, who are the women in your life that have inspired you in any aspect of your life, whether it's like work, personal, family,
Yeah.
and
I I would definitely say my mom, from the perspective of having a nurturing spirit, and from her work ethic. And so I watched her just give her all into her passion which was being a stylist, a hairstylist for over 40 years. Like I watched her just give her everything. Um, and I think that helped shape who I am a lot. It gave me like a really good foundation to stand on when it comes to my work ethic and like my passion for working and making a difference. You know, I would watch her kind of become almost like a therapist for her clients in a way, and that was always really special to watch. She really like truly transformed lives over those years, and so that was really inspiring to me. And then I think about my grandma. So there's something about one of my good friends and mentors, Jennifer Aker, does this study at Stanford on um, humor and how impactful humor is in life and in success and in progressing forward, and how it shapes humanity basically. And I think about my grandma, and my grandma has just always had the best sense of humor, and that's something that I've tried to carry and take from her into my own life and into my adulthood. She just has a way with just being so light as a human being, and understanding how to let things go, how to find the joy and the humor in the sadness even. And I think that that's very admirable. And so she's always inspired me.
I love
Yeah.
it so much. Yeah, I feel like being able to really take on like life's challenges through
Hmm.
the vehicle is super powerful, and it's something that like a lot of us can learn from.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mhm.
Sorry if you hear like
It's fine. I
outside.
had my dogs barking a little bit ago, so it's all good. There they go again. It's
All
life.
right. If you could describe what it means to be a woman in 5 words, what would those 5 words be and why?
Okay. I would say strong. I think as women, we do so much, and wear many different hats, and are physically strong as well. Um, and so I think in the literal sense of the word, that represents women. Uh, I think empathetic. There's just like a certain level of nurturing, whether you have children or not. There's like a certain level of nurturing that is just innate. I think when it comes to being a woman, that's just so beautiful, and um, something that like I cherish. I think resilient, a way of like brushing off and pressing forward, and moving past, the BS. um I think that speaks for itself. Powerful. I think we've seen over the our lifetimes we can do anything, and we're really changing the narrative of like what it is to be a woman and what that looks like, and constantly pushing the boundaries. I think womanhood like knows no bounds, and so that needs to be spoken for more. And then ever evolving. I think as women, like sometimes we're put into a box and we're told that we have to stick with one thing or be with one thing or do one thing or speak a certain way. And I don't think that that needs to be the case. I think it's okay to pivot, and it's okay to like try on different things for size and to see what you enjoy and what sticks. And so I think ever evolving.
That last line was so powerful. I totally agree with you because like our womanhood is like perpetually changing all the time. I mean, we're humans, so
Yeah.
we're just we're meant to change and evolve with the changing times. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then my last question for you is like, do you have any advice for all the women or gender expansive folks watching out there who are starting to explore their individuality and taking the first step to be confident and to live authentically as themselves?
That's a big one. I would say just being unapologetically yourself is the first step, and embracing those unique qualities about yourself, the things that make you you, and kind of wrapping your arms around it and letting that be your pedestal is really important. But also knowing that it's okay to like take the time to self reflect and take a moment for yourself. I hate to use the word self care, it's becoming redundant, but self care is important. And I think it's important for like finding that individuality and that confidence. It's that moment with yourself, with your mind, whether it's meditation or prayer or taking a bath, like whatever it looks like, those moments with yourself are so important. And so being unapologetic about taking that time for yourself. Um, and then yeah, I think that would be like my starter kit. Um, if I had to pick anything. And so that'd be
Yeah, for sure. I think I know you said like self care can be redundant,
yeah.
but I feel like even though it's always pushed a lot in media or like on TikTok or something, I still feel like not enough people take the time to really focus on self care for themselves.
Yeah. I agree. What would you say is would be your advice?
I mean, I think one of my like I guess advices is like something that someone else told me is it's just to like not be afraid to take up space. I think like in the past I was like a very timid person and I was
Yeah,
afraid to speak out or like be myself or whatever. But then this person said, you know what, don't even sweat telling me about yourself or anything because everybody needs to learn how to take up that space in their life. And you never know when you're taking up space in your own life, your impact can be so great on another person. So that's something
agreed. Agreed.
that stuck with me.
Beautiful. Well, listen, I want to thank you, Kayla, for taking this very short time to be with us. I'm sure our viewers have enjoyed every bit of it. And congratulations again on your win. Just so special, so inspirational, and keep doing what you're doing. And we're really excited to watch you continue your journey. Um, and we're grateful for you. So thank you so much. And to everybody watching, please, please, please follow at Girls Right Now for more empowering stories and updates on what they're doing. It really is an incredible organization. So thank you, Kayla, and thank you, everybody watching. All right.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Bye. Thank you.